Rickey Smiley and Katt Williams. They got some kind of beef.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Hey, what's Friday freestyling? Like when you said eyes cocked like
So we had a script.
he used that on me all the time back in the day.
Yeah, eyes cocked like this. Yeah. So you had the base
What's going on?
of the script, but Q was like, okay, here's the script, but I put you in the movie because I want Rickey Smiley. Whatever, put some Rickey Smiley on this script right here. So, you adding the jokes, Mississippi Pimp, bitch better have my sweet potato. That's the joke you use on stage or whatever. So you just added the little jokes or whatever during the Santa Claus robbery or what have you. So, but they want you. Ice Cube want your aura. I mean your vibe to be on top of the script. So you add whatever you want to add, as long as everybody's lines is not talking over each other. That's how that works.
Okay, what was the whole thing about what Katt was saying about the role, about being last to beat?
I auditioned for that. I'm glad that I'm just glad to be in the movie. But when I went out there and auditioned for Friday After Next, I auditioned for Mighty Mike. That's what I went out there and read for. It's on tape.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Ice Cube came on and said, yes, Rickey Smiley's telling the truth. This is what he auditioned for, but we decided that this role would be better for him, the Santa Claus. You know, I didn't know what the Santa, because I didn't get to read the whole script.
Okay.
You just got the sides.
I got the sides for Mighty Mike, and I went out there and read for it, and they felt like Katt was better for that role. They said, but we got something else for you. You're not a good fit for this because he's better for that part, but we got this for you, and it worked out perfectly. They was absolutely correct, because I just think that my role as a Santa Claus, being skinny at the time, still skinny, but I was super like crackhead and could still run.
Medium.
That right was funny. Yeah. So that's how I end up getting that role. They said, no, we have another role called Santa Claus, and you're gonna be robbing it. And so once they told me about it, and we started shooting, and I kind of really got into the role or whatever, it made sense, and it worked out perfectly. I'm glad that I did have that role, because it was simple. It wasn't that many lines. It was physical. Most of the time they had a stunt double. So, but that was really hard. Yeah. That.
Is there another Friday coming?
Huh?
Another Friday coming?
It is. I don't think that they. We had Cube on the radio show about 3 weeks ago. I think him and DJ Pooh is writing the script.
Shout out DJ Pooh.
Yeah, shout out to DJ Pooh. And I'm grateful to Cube for the opportunity, because, he put me and Mike Epps, in movie. Because I was really in, what's the movie with Ice Cube and Mike Epps in Miami on the beach? All About the Benjamins.
All About the Benjamins.
All About the Benjamins. I was in that, but my role was but they rewrote the last part of the movie. And so I ended up on the DVD on the deleted scene. With Ice Cube and I fighting on the beach.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Still get a
got
check.
paid.
Okay.
And it was a great experience. He said, I got something else for you, and then Friday After Next game.
That's
You know,
dope.
it's so funny, since I grew up on comedy. Like that's, like that was my thing, right? Like that was my safe haven, just comedy. That's what my style is now. Like all pain, I just try to turn it into comedy. So I grew up watching, all BET, just staying up. So when I heard Katt say it, and I was like, and then I heard you, I was like, oh, they're both right.
Yeah.
Because if you auditioned and he auditioned last, how would he know who auditioned before him? Right? And then he said that role was meant for me. It actually ended up, yes, you're right. Because when a role fits the person.
Right.
So he auditioned for it, and we're like, okay, we like you at this role. And then he came along, and he looked at that role, and he brought his style in that role, and they're like, okay, you are Money Mike. Like how I wrote Money Mike, you fit it. Perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
And since we promised you, we gonna put you somewhere else. You can,
That's really what happened.
and it made sense because that's his style. So, so when I'm looking at the interview, I'm like, What's so funny is
There's
they're
nothing wrong
both
with
right.
that. Yeah.
He went out for the audition. It was probably his, and then he came in with a better money mic.
Yeah, I don't know if it was mine. Because somebody probably I remember auditioning for that, and I felt like when I walked out of the audition, I didn't feel like I killed it. I feel like it was just okay or whatever. But maybe since I'm Rickey Smiley, the host of BET Comedy, or something,
they might give it to
that they might like. But when they called back and said we have something else for you, I knew that was Q looking out, and the way whoever made that decision was the best decision, and I'm grateful to this day because that is a historical movie. And I'm in the first damn scene.
For real.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. You remember when the Santa Claus ran? He got chopped by the clothesline.
Yeah.
On that ground, that was a stunt double, but I had to pick up on the ground. Why it was maggots in the dirt?
Whoa.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was real like it was.
Okay, that was regular backyard.
That was a real backyard, and it had maggots in the dirt. And then the other part that was scary for me was being behind that limousine when that limousine peeled off, because if he had that shit in reverse, I was dead. So I had to get up and go around and make sure he had it on drive. They said, you can do it as many times as you want. You go around, and I said, okay, it's in drive. I said, put your foot on the brake. Okay, I'm gonna go lay down. They said, you ready? I said, hold on, let me check one more time. I probably did that shit about 50 times. But he had to peel off. He had to peel off. But I had to lay there. You know, behind that limousine while he really peeled off in order to capture that scene. So yeah, that was scary. But other than that, it was hard work and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's dope.
My dad taught me this because he was an actor. He just didn't get to that level.
Yeah.
And when we used to read through scenes and we used to watch movies, we used to watch movies in this. We'll watch the actor and say, is there somebody you can think of that would have did it better? If we can't, he was meant for that role.
Right.
Like, have you ever done that? Where you're watching someone and you say, I could have did that better, or this person would have did the better.
Now the Santa Claus part, I think DC Young Fly probably would have killed it. I'm funny. I know that I'm funny.
Nah,
No,
But I'm just saying, with that high pitched voice, or a younger Chris Tucker, I see a few comedians that probably could have did just a good as job in that role in the Santa Claus. Being skinny, it was just being skinny and running and all of that
one-liners though.
Yeah, the one-liners, all that stuff. Yeah.
one of my favorite jokes you got is the Paul Bearer with the midget. And that one, and then the one where you was talking about Masterpiece guitars.
Yeah, man.
That shit. You was doing this.
How you do that now?
That shit was.
Yeah, this new comedy special is gonna be funny. It comes out Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Comes out on Hulu.
So Foolish coming out on Hulu
Foolish.
Friday, May 30th.
Yeah, May the 30th, man.
I think this is your first comedy special in like
In
a
12
decade.
years.
Okay, over a decade.
12 years. Yeah, the last special I did was on BET. The thing about it is I got comfortable in radio, raising kids. I was fine. I'm good or whatever. And then the younger comedians start coming. So, kind of sit back, let them shine. I was still performing. I was still doing the comedy clubs and the theaters, but it wasn't no big push for me to go out and do comedy specials because they're not easy to do. You have to go on the road and develop that material.
Right.
You got to go all over the country and shoot and get used to all of these gyms and different arenas that you're shooting in order so when the championship comes, you can ball out anywhere. So
Wait.
yeah, you got to work on those jokes. Those jokes got to be seasoned.
For real.
Those jokes, you just can't write a joke and go on stage and perform it. You got to test that joke. Yeah. You have to test that joke out, man. You got to get your ass in those kind of clubs and do those 3 shows.
That's the only thing I've never asked.
Go?
Huh?
Have you tested something out and then go and like?
Yeah, that's the purpose of the comedy club. That midnight show with 13 people in the audience. That's when you pull out all your stuff. Say, okay, let me try this joke or whatever. Don't buy bacon from Dollar Tree. I bought some bacon from the Dollar Tree, and my neck went turn.
See how it just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, you just
Bought some bacon from Dollar Tree.
Yeah, my neck went turn. All that shit, man. but you have to work that material out and get it tight. And sometimes, man, you can't sit up and write a joke. Sometimes testing out on stage, you end up saying something to add to the joke that you never would have thought of if you were just sitting at home at your kitchen table writing a joke. You got to go out there and test that joke.
Is that okay? Is that harder to do today because of camera phones, or because you guys probably tell
It is
people
harder.
because if you're trying to work on your jokes and they're recording like this nigga ain't funny, like that kind of.
Yeah, you be skeptical about doing the joke and say I want to save it, because if you're getting ready to shoot a special, man, you got to make sure ain't nobody in there. Be one person on Facebook Live and they got 2 followers.
Yeah.
And they filmed the whole show and got the whole area lit up. Get on my nerve.
So Ricky, we know you got a flight to catch right now. So we want to go ahead and.
Oh, is that what's up?
It's already. It's
Oh,
time
damn.
to do it. Yeah. They done flown by.
I'm just grateful to meet y'all, man. I follow y'all. I watch y'all, man. Grateful for the opportunity, man. I would love to come back. Y'all welcome to my show anytime.
Come back whenever you want, but make sure
You should get
everybody.
on stage for sure.
Oh, me?
Yeah, just host shows. I tell you what, because you are funny, you should just host shows. Just host. The funny is going to come if you just host. Do your karaoke night and have some fun in between the karaoke singers and the comedians and just host. And you're going to start to develop some shit that you don't even know that you have. You have it. Because you funny. That's what everybody say.
Yeah, y'all looking like,
when everybody I told I was coming,
but like little Rickey Smiley on
you
stage.
funny. You
Here
funny.
come little Ricky.
No, he got his own style.
Yeah, but y'all are like twins. That's
Ladies and gentlemen, Rickey Smiley. Make sure you check out Foolish. Premiering on Hulu, his new comedy special Friday. May 30th. This Friday.
Yeah.
This Friday, not the Friday after. This Friday, right here.
We'll put it on the link in Gil's Battle Mode.
We'll put it on the
We'll put it on the link in Battle Mode.
Appreciate you pulling up. Make sure you have a safe flight back
Yes,
and
sir.
come back through whenever you want.
Love y'all, man. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it.
The radio show, man.
Legend.
Yeah. The prank call and all of it, man.
hey.
I be like, that should be funny.
You wait.
And like that, we gone.
1 o'clock inside the head, I'm trying to get some money. At 2 o'clock inside the head, I'm trying to get some money. No, at 3 o'clock in Poland, I'm trying to get some money. 4 o'clock in Waverly, I'm trying to get some money. 6 o'clock in Charleston, and I'm trying to get some money.